Hello, this is Giant Tank 1400, and this is All Grown Up Season 5, Episode 3 review. The name of the episode is TP plus KF, or Tommy Pickles plus Kimmy Finster. Now, this episode is not about Tommy and Kimmy's relationship, though it does have some hints here and there. That's not what it's about. It's about Tommy and Chucky's friendship. However, there are so many episodes that does this so much better. Like, Fear of Falling is a great example of it. I mean, there's other ones too, but Fear of Falling is probably by far the best. And this episode is like, it's not what you expect it to be from the title either. You expect it to be, they could finally do an episode that's going to be based on two of the main characters getting together. But no, it's not. There are some hints here and there, but it's not. I mean, I have my problems with this episode, and I'll get into that in a bit. But for right now, the summary basically, as quickly as I can get it, Halloween's coming up. They're in Chucky's basement, and like they're searching for costumes or whatever. And they move a box, and they see like a heart shape with TP plus KF, and they all immediately say it's Tommy Pickles plus Kimmy Finster. Now, Chucky gets mad at Tommy for this because he thinks Tommy's the one who did it. We found out later that it's actually Kimmy did it like years ago. And basically, Chucky gets so upset though about this whole thing. He basically denounces his friendship with Tommy temporarily. They end up becoming friends again at the end, basically. And there's this whole scene where Chucky's trying to find friends and he can't. And everyone wants to be Tommy's friend, but Tommy's like, they just like the idea of me. They don't really like me. So I mean, that was good for character development purposes on like Tommy's fault. Because Tommy just doesn't want like superficial friends. He wants real friends like Chucky. So I think that's really plus for like Chucky and really plus for Tommy, like his character. And Chucky like went to lengths to find friends. It's a little bit funny here and there, but also a little bit sad. So basically at the end, Kimmy tries to create a scenario to get Chucky and Tommy talking. It doesn't work. It ends up being like Tommy getting chased by 14-year-old bullies that want to steal their candy because, oh yeah, it's Halloween. And basically Tommy comes to Chucky's house, which is a fortress or a keep right now because of the side plot with Chaz, which is actually really good side plot. And they just make up. Nothing's ever resolved. It's kind of like Chucky's like, oh, we're good as long as you don't like my sister. Now, so the conflict wasn't really resolved. It was just, oh, we're gonna shove this under the rug. And to me, it seems that Tommy does like Kimmy, but because he's in a relationship with Rachel, I think he's like in complete denial about it. He doesn't like, I don't think he lied to Chucky when he said, I don't like your sister, but I do think like from like him smiling at Kimmy that he does like Kimmy. And there's a scene where they're bowling and he's sweating, and so I do think he likes Kimmy, but I think he's in complete denial about it because he's in a relationship with Rachel and Kimmy's his friend. He doesn't want to like ruin that, so like he's in denial about his feelings basically. That happens, and it seems that Kimmy's likes Tommy, and I think she knows she likes Tommy, and you can just see it. Like she smiles at him, and she gets upset anytime Tommy's like, "I'm totally unattracted to you." So so I mean, I do think Tommy and Kimmy will like, if you know, the story will never continue, unfortunately. But I do think they will get together. However, this episode, it was a huge like troll, really, to be honest. Like, I remember when it came out or whatever, I was like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. Finally an episode. Tommy and Kimmy are gonna like get together or whatever. And no, that's not what it was at all. Completely different than what you would expect. So it was like a troll, honestly. Some of the drawbacks of this episode is, like I said, the whole Chucky and Tommy friendship being like kind of conflict was way better done in Fear of Falling, and it was never like really resolved in this episode. So there's that, and the whole thing with kind of how they became friends again, with Tommy being scared and going back to his house, and just, oh, we're all right now. It just, I don't know, it just wasn't done right. I mean, and there's so many things going on, like it's Halloween, like they got that whole heart-shaped TP plus KF going on. There's like so much stuff going on in this episode, and it works together. The way they wrote it was pretty good, how it all like intertwined, but it was just like, why was a Halloween episode named TP plus KF? The title is just a huge troll, really. Now, the side plot I really did like about Chaz and him creating his house into a keep, and I really like Kira's reaction. She does not want her house to be a keep, a Citadel fortress or whatever. Like, it was just really funny, the whole thing. And it turns out to be Betty, the one who's like toilet painting their house every year. That's kind of why he's doing it. Every Halloween, Chaz's house gets TP'd, and it's Betty, the one who does it. We find out at the end. So I really like that side plot. It was just funny, and it was really funny. Like Phil in this episode, he was like an international spy and ladies' man, but everyone still kept calling him a car salesman. And he finally was like, okay, I'm a car salesman, whatever. And Dill like going out trick or treating the night before Halloween to beat the rush. It was, so I mean, Phil and Dill had their moments like they always do. Well, not every episode, but anytime like they're in it, like as side characters or whatever, they have their moments and they're funny. Some really good points in this episode, really good pluses, but the whole thing of the episode being titled or what it is, and like the whole conflict between Tommy and Chucky, I get that conflict had to happen, but at the same time we kind of already saw that when Phil and Wally dated with Lil. And the thing that's fine having it done with Chucky and Tommy as well, and Kimmy, but the thing that upset me about it was that Lil was the most supportive with Chucky. She like put her arm on Chucky to, kind of like be there for him. She was there for him throughout the episode, but she didn't even mention that like she felt the same way when like Phil dated Wally or whatever. Like she didn't, like, there was no scene where Chucky and Lil like talked about like Lil's past experience with Phil dating Wally. That would have been like a perfect opportunity for it, and it wasn't done. And it's not like Lil is never like supportive to Chucky. I mean, she's been the most supportive to Chucky ever since Rat Traps last season. We've seen it in Rat Traps. We saw it in the last episode as well. Lil being supportive with Chucky. It just doesn't make any sense why Lil wouldn't like mention that to Chucky. I don't know. So as for the moral of this episode, I mean, I can't even think of one, to be honest. And from a Christian standpoint, like, I mean, conflict resolution, but the conflict was never resolved, really. I don't know. It's more like how not to do things, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to give this episode 8 out of 10, and it had some really amazing points, and I thought it was like, they had a lot of different things going on, but they were able to fit it all together in one episode. But I already mentioned the drawbacks of it with the main plot. The side plots were amazing. Some of the side characters in this episode were amazing. Because of the things I mentioned earlier, 8 out of 10. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.